successfully logged into their account. Yes? 1 second. Okay. Yeah. So this was created by Sean back in Fort Collins for us, um, and so let's go to the homepage. For now, we're gonna just be using the Nick theme. To use the GACC themes, I would have to set up all the regions and everything, and it's just that's going to take a little bit of time. And for the rest of the day, what I want to do is recover what we learned earlier today. Actually, have you guys go in and make those changes to your site because these are your sites. And so for now, just don't worry about the actual theme itself. We'll change that later, probably tomorrow. But let's start with, let's go back on an account. Okay, so first thing I want you guys to do is create yourself your own account. So I want you to go and remember it's people, add new user, and I want you to create, because you're using that admin trainer, create yourself your own account. So put in your email address, whatever username you want, put in the role you want, make it site administrator, don't select content editor. I don't think this was going to email you out a welcome email address, so you don't have to worry about the notify, but you're going to be setting up that account. It might be, try selecting the notify user of the new account. I wonder if he has the email address or email working. We're going to continue to use the admin trainer one, but I just want you to go in and just create an account. Let's just kind of practice just this step. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I figured. But yeah, we're just creating this test account for now. And we're not logging in as that user or anything. I just wanted you to just get used to being able to create an account, know where it is, know how to create an account. You can have, yeah, we're not really using any time sensitive information, so like, yeah, you can just keep it as New York. That's fine. If there were like dates and like events that needed to be adjusted for time zones or whatever, then we might use it, but this site doesn't use that at all. That's just a built-in feature of Drupal. And the URL alias, you can leave that blank as well. So just create the user, that's it. And then let's move on. Yeah, it won't send out. What was the error that you saw?
It said that email address was already taken.
Let me see. Okay, where's the other first error? You said that one? Okay.
So you said create yourself, right?
Yeah.
Use that administrator.
See, this is already created, so you got
destroyed.
Steve, I'm having issues. My website.
Yeah, admin training.
So go, so when you go to people,
Email address are taking that over, so it's picking up on the fact that
Already in there.
already there.
Yeah, I got the white screen before because I reused a username I already used.
Yeah,
If you
now
put
I'm
a one in,
I'm wondering if we're using the, just try like, okay, so don't use your email address. I think what the problem is this is being shared by the test server that we were using before where we all created an account.
They already logged
So
in.
all those accounts are shared in this set already.
So on this here.
So just put in like test.
So could I,
Once
shouldn't I be able to search for myself if that's the case?
no, because they're not accessible to your site.
Yeah.
But it's a user that's created on the.
So
on the
just
database.
use test and then the number of your site. So we have unique ones. So test and then number of the site number that you're using.
That's for the username?
Yeah, for the username and email address. Let's just keep it consistent.
So don't use my internet to check.
If it's so let's now change it to test
This is just
and then
test
12
at Google.
at test.com. And then the username was to just test 12.
There we go. Like that.
Yep, that one worked.
Okay, you're great. You're good. Okay. So, oh, sure. So, okay. So everyone's created a dummy test account. I just wanted you to get used to like being able to create an account, where it is, and then we have. Let's see, what else do we have? So we have logging in, logging out, updating an account, updating password, forget my password. If you'd like, actually, let's see, should we or shouldn't we? As your admin trainer, go click on that top toolbar right here, admin trainer, and then click edit profile. And from here, change your password. And please don't change it to something you're going to forget, just because we don't have that email capability to email out that link. So set your current password. So it's asked you to put in your current password. So put in admin trainer and then put in your new password under password and confirm password. So everyone go ahead and change your password to something different that you will remember, because we can't reset it.
We change the email address.
If you'd like, that's fine.
It has it as training.
Yeah, but don't change it to an email address you've used, because remember we figured out like this database is being shared with that test site that we used this morning, and that's why you couldn't create your. So don't use like an email address you've already used today. So if you used your personal one, use your business one. If you used your business one, use your personal one. Okay, now everyone's should have, I mean, it should take like 2 seconds to change your password. So now if you click people, you should see that test one that you've created and some other test accounts that were created by Sean that you can ignore. But you should see your test and then the number of your site. Does everyone see that test one that you created? No, test accounts. Because remember, this is what we.
It's not there.
So it's not in there. Did you what permission did you set it at?
Site administrator.
Okay, that's why. Yeah, because they're the site administrator. You're not going to see other site admin. So, as a site admin, you're protected against other site admins. Only the super admin can see everyone, but you're not going to be able to like take another manager and like change their information. But you can see content editors below you. So basically, you horizontally you're not going to be able to change other people's accounts, but vertically, like people below you, these content managers we can see down here, we can change their accounts. Does that make sense? Okay.
Now you can see one.
Okay, want Yeah, and if you want to, you can create another user as a content editor, and then you will see them in the list, and you'll be able to change their information as well. So basically, we've covered that first half of the user accounts. Know how to log in. Guys, remember where we log out? How do we log out? We click our username at the very top and then hit log out. But for now, let's not click log out unless you want to. If you have, you can go back and you can log in. That's not a big deal. Just make sure you remember your password and log in. Now let's move on to basic site settings. So basic site settings. Is everyone caught up to speed? Yes? Okay. So let's go to basic site settings. You go to configuration. And then underneath system on the right side, we have basic site settings. And change that to your GACC name. And change the email address to your email address. This isn't an account, so you can feel free to change it to whatever email address you want. But this is important because this is your site-wide settings. So when people receive an email address or an email, this is the email address that's being used. So change the site name to your GACC name and change the email address to your GACC's email address, or if you don't know that, change it to your business, your work email address, and then click save.
We got the ops one, ORN@gmail.com.
Okay. Has everyone been able to successfully change their site settings? And then, so after that, go to the home page or any of the public-facing pages and make sure that the name has been changed to whatever GACC title site name you entered. We're good? Anyone need any help? It's spinning. It could, yeah. It's not used to like 30 people making changes at once. I could email Sean to up the resources. Where's that email? There it is.
It worked.
Okay. We'll see how long that takes. Okay, so now everyone has changed their site name. Does anyone need any help? Nope. Okay. So let's move on to the GACC specific site settings. So let's go back to configuration. And below basic site settings and cron, there's our GACC specific settings. So let's click that. Yes, it does take a little bit of some time for it to load, but now enter in your GACC abbreviation code. So your specific GACC abbreviation code should be, unless you entered in that first field, and then you can leave the parent GACC empty. And then if you have a Twitter username, replace that Nick Intel Twitter name with yours. If you don't, just leave it with the Nick one for now. And don't hit save, just get to there.
I did already.
Yeah, no, totally.
Let's see where everyone's at. Actually, so for those who've already got that far, go pull up a new tab and go to Pixels with an E. PEXELS is a great resource for free stock photos, and you can search for whatever you want. We're going to replace that background photo. I just searched mountains and got a ton of great mountain stock photos, all royalty-free stock photos. So pull that up and try to find a good one, and maybe download a few, and then you can replace that background image. So work on that. Who needs help? Is everyone downloading or finding the background image? I'll put that site up. So this is the stock site, royalty-free stock image site. And again, when you're looking for a photo for your background, make sure it's not portrait, it's landscape. Some of these are landscape, but they're like super landscape. Like this one, it just won't show all of it. It'll crop it down, but it'll definitely work better than a portrait-oriented photo. So, but yeah, you can search for whatever you want. I just searched mountains and found some amazing photos. So find a couple photos you want to try out and download them locally to your drive. And then in this GACC settings screen, you can click remove and then upload the stock photo, the first one you want to try. And some of these images are kind of small, so you want to make sure they're at least 1800 by 1256 pixels wide. So whenever you're looking for photos and it shows the specs, make sure they're at least that big. And Yeah, sometimes it doesn't say, but when you click download, the free download, it will give you some dimensions. So like for example, this one I think fits perfect. I'm gonna try that bad boy. Yep. Okay, so that worked. So once you've made your change to the GACC abbreviation, your Twitter username, if you have a Twitter username, and if not, leave it the same. And then for your background image, replace that and then hit save. Then we should be able to go back to the home page and view our background image. But Sean, I might have to hit him up. I think I'm seeing some issues with our little demo site. Let's try again. Yeah, I'm seeing an issue. So for now, let's not save your images for your background, but let's not replace it for now. I'm gonna have to email Sean about this. Yeah, reverting. Hey, there's undo. Guess what? There we go. Okay, cool. Okay, so we've updated that. The only thing is it's not saving our background image. I'm gonna hit. I just emailed Sean to see what's going on with that. I know it saves with all of our other environments. Of course, this one that he spun up last minute for us. There might be some permission issues or something, so we'll get it resolved. Either way, let's move on to the front page section of the site. So we have since we have a GACC a Nick theme. There's some components that aren't showing, but you still can go and manage that content. So, for example, dispatch center, the Nick doesn't have dispatch center, but let's go to content and manage data centers. Is that? And so from here, we have. Do you guys have a test one in there? Okay, that's good. So from here, let's add our first dispatch center. So you just click Add Dispatch Center, give your dispatch center a title and a website URL, and then click Save. And then once you're done, go back to Manage Dispatch or Data Centers, and then you can see the one that you've created. And that's, I mean, for now, until we have the weight added, that's pretty much it for dispatch center. It's pretty simple. So the next thing, we have our iframe map, but this doesn't have an iframe map since we're looking at the Nick theme. But we do have that IMSR block. So if we go back to the front end of the site and we go back to here for the IMSR. Mouse over and you'll see that pencil icon. Click edit. And we must have rushed this one. So yeah. Are you guys getting access denied? Nope. Okay. Well then, it's just going slow. Yeah, I think it's because like everyone's on it at once, and he gave me some excuse why we can't change it. Did anyone try to change their background image, and did it go back? Did it like when it saved? Did it say the name of the new file? Okay.
When you reload the page, it goes back to the old one though.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's all training sites. Let me go, for example. Let me see if this works again. That's weird. So we have our IMS report, and if you were able to go in, it should look just like this. And if you want to, you can make tweaks to the content. Like if you want to change the block title description, that's just right here. So you can change this title, and if you want to, you can change the link. If you have an icon ready, you can always insert that. But for now, I just keep the edits simple, and just make a change to like the text. If you want to add a little bit of text, and then click save. I'm going to just hit test, hit save. And then if I scroll down, I can see my change. When you mouse over, you don't see the little pencil icon?
No, really got in somehow?
Well, I mean, I've been admin trainer the whole time, but I might have created other accounts, or I might not. I don't know how you can tell.
I don't know either. That's what I was looking for, like in the list or something. But he said if you create him as an admin, you won't see him on the list because you can only administer non-admin people.
How do you set a password? Because it doesn't let you do it.
Password? Your password or?
Well, you create another user.
Yeah.
But it said, okay, it created the user.
Yeah.
But then for that user, I never set a password.
I think it sends it to their email. Cause remember he said something about you don't do their password for security reasons. Maybe we'll set that up. I remember saying something like that, but then I also remember something about setting up a password.
So see how many emails I've created here.
content,
Or were you able to change the title? Is that what you're?
not the titles.
So if you do configure block, you can change the
Yeah,
title.
your content editor, and it should be a setting.
So that's not really that much science for us.
I thought we picked your user, or did we not pick your user?
You just hit save block and it should.
Well, you have to change it in, so if you do that, you go to configure block. Change the there,
It's there when we need to, on this page.
and then that one, then just go to
It would be nice, it'd be nice if I could actually auto update the latest version of each. Thanks, Hannah.
So everyone else can edit that IMSR report? Sort of?
If you
Configure block to change the.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to, yeah, that's what I was saying before. Don't change, just click edit and that's it. Don't
If I
ever,
just clicked edit, it wouldn't change the title. I could change the description, but the title wouldn't say.
it wouldn't?
It kept referring back.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So, for not for the content, but for like the display title, is
Yeah,
what you're saying?
display
Okay.
title wouldn't update, but the.
But you went here and just did configure block and
Yeah,
then
and then I could edit that and it would save it.
it would change the title, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I thought you meant the content, because the content won't be there, obviously, but yeah.
But you're saying everybody else was able to edit that header line?
Well, everyone else was able to even see this pencil icon. One person can't see that pencil icon, and I don't know. She's using the latest version of Chrome, so that's. I mean, she could try to log into something else. But I'm gonna email Sean. Okay. Okay, so we should be able to change our background image now. So let's go back to, let's try it out. Go to configuration and the GACC specific settings and the background image. Let's click remove and try one of your photos and click save. Sean said he changed the file permission and it looks like he did. Okay, cool. I can see mine. So that works. So you should, everyone, please go in and change your background image to one that you downloaded from Pexel. Yeah, I don't know. I emailed him about it, but that makes no sense. Barely
All my home pictures.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
That on the webpage, dog, put a picture of the
I
dog.
don't know why that would be, like, you're not seeing any of the edit icons. Yeah, I mean, try logging in Internet Explorer and see.
It's definitely not gonna. I can't even get to my DLL.
Is this a very old version of it?
No, it's Windows 10. Just, whatever came out this time.
Yeah, like the site has been tested
No, first it was
on
Why even have that really?
Yeah. No, that's impressive. There it is. Can you tell what it is?
Wish you're smaller.
I don't know, it's just the screen settings, I guess.
Okay, let's. Has everyone been able to replace their background photo?
Only because of the image size. Just trying to find a little.
Try a big enough one. Okay,
I mean, I've got the process there.
got it. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's go to the footer logos. Let's see. So at the bottom, we can see all these broken images, and that's just because like Sean just quickly duplicated these, and the images haven't been copied over from the files directory. But we can fix these if we can find these logos. So to get started updating these logos, we go to Content, Manage Footer Logos, and then we can see all the footer logos are there. It's just when we click Edit, like for example any of these, we're not seeing the little photo thumbnail because that photo hasn't been copied over. The information's there in the database, but he didn't move over the files directory. So now we can try to help him fix some of these logos. So what you could do is just do a simple image Google search for these logos. And so I just did U.S. Department of Interior Indian Affairs logo and picked the images tab. And you should be able to find most of these logos. The problem is finding good ones is always going to be a challenge, especially without a background. I think for time's sake, oh wait, this one. Wikipedia has really good logos, by the way. That's probably one of the best sources for any government affiliated, like, or associations or anything government related. Most of their good logos are uploaded in Wikipedia, and this one actually does not have a background. I can see you can't see it because this monitor's resolution doesn't show it, but I can see the checkered pattern in the background showing that it's actually doesn't have a background image, background color. So I can use this one. So if I go to the page, and it should be on this page somewhere. I could grab this one, and then I could save this onto my machine. So I'm going to just save it to my desktop. Is everyone following along? No? And then I'm going to going back to the site, I'm going to be removing the image that was there. And then uploading the one that I found online, which is right here. Okay, and then for the alt and title text, I just use the same as the title, just copy paste. And then I can hit save. And then if I go back to the homepage of the site or any of the front facing pages of the site, I can see my logo has now been added to the site. So let's do so everyone do at least 2 of these logos. So go out, find these logos without background images, save them, and replace the ones that are broken on the site. So let's do that now.
When we're doing this in real life on the actual webpage, do we need to be from a administrative standpoint using officially provided agency ones, or is pulling ones off the internet?
If they provide them, yes. I mean, in a perfect world, of course, yes. We want them to provide you their official brand standard logo. In the real world, that's not going to happen all the time. So be resourceful and don't let that prohibit you to put their logos for now. But if they provide you the official logos, then of course use those. But I mean, chances are not everyone's going to have them, but they should. But yes, of course, we want to contact them, get them to send us the official logo and be able to use that.
So where was that again? Do we went to insert the logo?
You go to underneath home, content, manage logos. Then that'll list all of them, and then you can click edit. I mean, this isn't the process you're always going to be using, but I just want to kind of empower you to be a little bit more resourceful. And if they're not going to email you the logos, you don't want to not represent them. In the time being, you can always just add their logo from Google if you can find it. This one's hard. Let's do that one.
So if we're uploading this image off of our hard drive, why do we need a URL?
They're linked. The logos are linked to their site. So you're showing their logo, and then once they click that logo, then it'll go to that association or organization site.
It's not the picture. You're loading the picture directly from your page, and then by clicking on that picture, you're going to whatever link you put in it. You could put whatever you want on that picture and go through it.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, so we had to update to this one. I think it was like just a slightly different color or something.
You know what? Let's try a different. Maybe do a different site.
I can log out.
No, I have other sites.
Forest Service one's too small.
Ignore that. Back. See if that
I guess it's that far away.
because you probably aren't saving them. Like it might look like it, but it's probably not.
So I save that.
Here, go to that page though.
This,
Yeah.
that might be why.
Yeah. So you can use the PG version. Use the SD version. This one's fine. That's a PG with a background. So let's just save this. Can we just save it on
I'm just in
desktop?
Wikipedia and I just type in Forest Service.
SVG.
It seemed to be the cleanest thing.
What?
I was trying to get, we have one logo, the one we have right now. It has all of them on one.
Oh yeah, it's a
Oh.
banner. Yeah.
But we can't do it with this one because you have to link every one.
Yeah. Well, you could make little. We used to actually make little link boxes when the mouse is over that area.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know if it has a background?
There we go.
I guess that one doesn't.
I think it was just that. Possibly it was just that.
Oh. I gotta try that.
It says.
I just say you might save as into a picture folder and just change the file name.
Yeah.
SVG document. Rename it to PNG.
No, that doesn't. It's still actually truly an SVG. Just
I mean, I know, I have
yeah, you know. But
fireworks stuff at home to make transparent.
or you could save it as you could save this locally. Open up the Firefox and save it as a PNG. You can do it like that. I think it's just the source.
What it's doing.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was like, why is it? I'm saying that.
Yeah. It's just
Brad,
yeah. Pretty much.
okay.
It's a good way to say it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's just fine because you
Okay.
you can find it just.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay, so let's move on to those three maps or the three calls to action. I think for all of us, two of them were broken. I had broken images. I just replaced one of mine. So we're gonna fix these two and just upload. You don't have to find a map. If you have a map handy, you can use it, or you can just use one of the stock photos from the Pexel site. So just go to Content, Manage Front Page 3 Maps, and then from here you want to edit the two maps that have broken images, which are probably like the last two. So you just click Edit, and then remove the image, and then choose a different image. And then you want to add the alt text and then click save. And then do that for the other one that was broken as well. So in the end, you should have the two maps with images that were broken previously. Yep.
Question about that, is there
Sorry.
any way to be able to make that link to the most up-to-date live image of that, or do you have to do solid?
You have to do a hard link. unless
You
you
can
can.
put the URL link and have it go to it.
No, that's what I'm saying. But it is a hard link. Like you can't. That link isn't dynamic. But if you had like kind of a proxy between that's dynamic, the link's dynamic, then that's fine. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because he's wanting that link to always go to like the latest version of the map.
Right, or actually then the image that's displayed, like you have the mountain pictures there, maybe showing the most current up-to-date image.
Oh, you're gonna have to keep replacing that image. Yeah, yeah.
The way we manage the content for that image though is we always just change it's always the same file name with just a new image attached to it, so it would update, just like it has historically.
Is that what you're asking, Brian? Like, if you had, like, link to, like, my day one Outlook, if you just put a link in there, would it show that
Right.
image automatic every
Yeah.
day? Can you do that?
That's what I was asking.
Hopefully you can, because that would.
Yeah, I guess you have to name it the same.
But the problem is Drupal's too smart for that, because then once you upload an image that has the same name, it's gonna append like _0, _1, _2. So like you're not gonna be able to do that.
Will it show _1 and just keep the first one in the file?
It'll just show whatever you upload. It's just once you upload a file,
Right, it'll just name it different.
it's trying to help you not replace something that you're not intending to, so you can keep older versions. Yeah,
That's what I was running into in Google Sites too, it's pretty much doing the same thing.
yeah, because it's trying to help help the editor not make a mistake by replacing something that they're not intending to. And sometimes you do want to replace it. So if you have server access, you can go into that file and replace it. But the whole intention of using Drupal is not to do that. Is to just be able to use the interface to go in and click the file, upload, and just upload the file. But there isn't a way to, as far as I can see right now, to make it's not dynamic. Like it's always going to be that the last image you upload.
Right. So but as an example, so the 7-day static image as an example. That's not housed in Drupal, right? We're linking to that image.
But you're
outside of Drupal. So
but
whenever that image changes outside of Drupal though, it should change on the Drupal.
but it's using a file path. It's always wanting to upload it and use it and store it as an image.
So we can't put a link to an image.
You could make a
outside of
link. No, not to an image. You can make a link. You can make a link to anything, but the field that's a link is what it's wanting you to use as a link. Not images are used as like upload fields because it handles images. Everything in media like has to handle it by, it takes in the image and it scales it and crops it. But if you throw it a link, it doesn't know what to do with it because it's a link. It's not an image. As like an iframe? It could, but it wouldn't be. So it has to be stored somewhere else. So how are you managing that? You're still having to manage that too, right? So what are we like saving time and making, like, what are we simplifying, I guess? What's that?
Those images are created automatically off of a different system.
So that's what you're iframing?
Yeah, so I was just thinking like instead of having to go through.
Yeah.
If they were just putting a screenshot of whatever that link is or that image, that just does what needs to be seen.
And the problem I think with the one that's generated doesn't even look this nice. Like I think that's the other problem too is like that map that's generated has a bunch of other stuff that, like all the ones that have been added even to the staging site has been cropped and scaled and has other stuff removed to make it look this clean. So I don't even know if the auto-generated one.
Because I mean, it could just be a smaller version, because if they want to see a bigger version, click on the link.
Yeah, I guess that's what the whole intention of this is. It's not supposed to be I think that was the discussion before. Is it's not intending to be. This isn't the live image. This is just a representation,
I think if that's the case, I'd rather just have the images gone.
and just do like
And just have links. Because, yeah, if it's an old image, we don't want that on the front page. of the
because
webpage.
it is too misleading.
Yep.
The
Period.
user community will look at that and they'll say, oh, that's gonna be.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean it. Sure, I mean that makes sense. I don't know how to make it dynamic. I know what you're saying, and it'd be cool.
I'm curious, because if you could do it with Twitter, with the, well, no, how it's just the.
Well, Twitter made that for us. Like we didn't make that. Yeah, so I think probably the easiest solution now would be to, like you were saying, just remove the images to avoid any confusion, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, we literally can't put old graphics on the.
But could you make anything like? Could you do a representation or anything that's what they're expecting? So then,
Yeah, we can't put an old graphic on there. I mean, that.
with a big watermark, old data, click. Like icon. That's what I'm saying, like a watermark or an icon or something like over it enough that you can't even see really what it's displaying. No. Shaking his head.
There's no way. I can tell you, I'm unwilling to put the Outlook and old Outlook maps on the web.
But with like an icon over, no? Okay.
Yeah, the reason is because it would lead to an immense amount of confusion, even with a watermark on it, because somebody would glance at it and see the wrong thing.
And see some part red that's not supposed to be red. Okay.
Or vice versa. Somebody would spend a lot of money looking at a red blob on an old map, and that map is not applicable.
Yeah.
It's the same exact comment we had at Google Sites.
And that's gonna actually be throughout the entire web page. If we can't link to live images that are being produced elsewhere, we're gonna have like all the Lucas stuff. I mean, it's gonna.
Yeah, we have
stuff.
iframe.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, we have iframe capabilities. It's just these aren't iframes. They're just mostly meant to be a representation, not like this is exactly it. That's what we discussed previously, but yeah, we can always change it so it's not.
Yeah.
Do we have a group consensus? Is that what we're?
I think that they're wanting them to be iframes, so that they're actual representations of what the data is or what the object is.
Yes.
Yes, like that's, if we can't do that, that'd be a major.
Yeah, that takes a lot of value out of the web page, actually.
We have 2014.
So we could. Where is the source? Where is that? Can anyone send me an iframe or that source?
Yeah, stand by.
Because, like, we could do it differently, not an image field. We could do a code field, and then just kind of like what we do with the homepage, like where we just say iframe map and just do that and then wrap it. But everyone has to be doing the same exact thing. Like, there's no customizing beyond.
And see, that's where this group's consensus is that's what they want, and it's a majority rule consensus to make that sort of change.
Yeah, please.
That's what we do.
Yeah, speak up if you don't agree, because this is
Because
the time.
otherwise-
Everyone's using this same method.
I think the iframe, that's a possibility, that's what we want. We have to have a line.
So yeah, because I can just not have an image field and just do what I did with the map on the GACC page and just do like a generic URL field and then just.
Is it hard to change it to an iframe so that it would become a line of code?
No, I mean it's more in the template. I'm gonna have to do some work, but I don't think it's necessarily hard.
Because I like the look of it, and I don't think
That's a kind of the downer is like we kind of need some of that visual at the bottom. It like anchors it a little bit. So it would be kind of a bummer to lose all that.
Can you still do 3 blocks with 3 different iframes?
That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I think that's what.
You should have a link
Okay.
And would that code be portable to like some of these other subpages, like for example the Nick Weather page?
It will. Okay, so on other pages, you'll have one of the options in the WYSIWYG is an iframe, so you can do that. This is like, so it works a little bit different versus pages because these are like little blocks of content that we're kind of like building things on. And so pages are much easier to add iframes to.
I don't know if you, I mean, when we get to, editing source pages or whatnot, you can show them that in the WYSIWYG is the
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah,
For
I will.
those that are more savvy users,
Hmm.
you want to go into source edit and throw in HTML. We've allowed. Did we allow or did we restrict that or what they could put in there? The HTML types.
It's cleaned up HTML. So if you start getting too creative, it'll remove it. So it's best to do whatever you can with the WYSIWYG. And if we run into anything in the next couple days, tell me. But most of everything that you really need is you can do through those tools. But if you want and you're more comfortable editing in HTML, you can just switch it and go at it. But you can't like obviously add JavaScript or anything beyond just generic vanilla HTML.
Are you sure we're not making a bigger deal out of this than you simply want that image to be current.
Correct. Right.
You currently have a way to get that image and save it, right?
Absolutely.
So why can you not simply just replace that image regularly?
Do it every day.
Is that how often it is updated? That kind of sucks. Doing that every day.
Every image.
This iframe, you just automate it.
Well, I mean, the Outlook is monthly.
The 7-day every day
Video
stuff.
Right.
It's a pretty big undertaking by the time you start talking about all the different images we're going out and getting live.
Okay, so the issue is the time that it would take.
And the fact that we would never really be live. You'd be relying, I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose of having a new web page.
Some of that stuff would be like ideal. I mean, originally I think this was a stopgap, but the idea was to convert some of it into like a module, like the map is going to be a live representation of what's going on. There's a REST API with Drupal backend that it relies on. We have a REST API server. It's going to be serving up some of that data, and similar to that, we would turn some of these things into custom modules, and then you guys would have the ability to do that sort of thing as well. And that's not too difficult, but it would take like investment where you guys would have to decide what you really want. This was basically set the baseline for you. So there will always be room for customization and evolution down the road. This at least gets everybody something initially, and maybe in the beginning it's kind of annoying. It's no different than what's annoying right now with some of our stuff that isn't live. So
But-
I think it's a good
But yeah,
compromise.
I don't see this being a problem. Like, you just type in your unique ID for that particular front map, like spot. So like this would be map 1, and then this would be map 2, and then this would be map 3, right? Am I right on that? Yes. Okay. Are all these maps uniform? Like everyone uses this same format as far as like height and width? I can be reassured that it's all going to match and look the same,
Yes.
other than like the data, obviously.
Well, I don't know if that's a yes.
Yeah, it is, if we're going to the same location.
For these three maps, yeah.
For the fire pit map.
Okay.
Even for our, unless the geographic areas have a different size. I mean, Great Basins is gonna be a different.
Right, but it's gonna be a national map that they're gonna click on. They would just have like the day you want, they click on that to access.
I'm just thinking this overall dimension, like, because we're looking at,
It will be the same.
yeah, it's 521 by 396. If I can expect that, I'm just looking at how I set it up in the front end. Like, if the map content itself, obviously that's going to change. That's not a big deal. But I'm just wanting to expect a good dimension that's going to be consistent, and then the front end will treat it the same throughout. But if we have a ton of variations, I have to kind of keep it open, which I can do, but it won't look as good. So that's what I want to know, what I'm expecting from you guys, because since we're opening it as an iframe, you guys can put anything as an iframe. But if we all are on an agreement, like this is the format,
The front image on the iframe.
yeah, like, and just the dimensions is all I care about. Everything else, that's up to you guys. Like, obviously, that's gonna change, but I'm just wondering, like, 521 by 396. Are we good with that? Yes. Then.
From a daily perspective, if that the front image on the iframe that's gonna be updating from day to day on its own, it'll always have those dimensions on the national map. So if they click on that to go to wherever it's gonna take them, then.
But this is a national map, right?
Right.
So what would a GACC map look like?
They're all
They're
different.
similar.
It's all one product.
They're all, but they would kind of fit in this. Okay.
Some of the weather stuff too, that I think will be some of the stuff that we first can
The legend.
consider like a separate module, because there is a lot of different things that like the weather folks do that is a little bit more.
Because it'll look like
custom.
that.
And I think that, yeah, Drupal will allow us to, to really consider, I mean, if one GAC puts some effort into developing a module, or like say we do some sort of ESRI backed module for the 7-day product or something like that, there's no reason why we can't take that same little bit of code down the line and, pop that into another.
Everyone, yeah.
It just gives us more uniform, and there will be like, there's a GitHub for this code, and it'll be kind of always open and available, so you guys can hack on it on your own time and fork your own branch and things like that. And yeah, this isn't where you're gonna be stuck until the end of time.
That's the whole concept of Drupal. Like, this is very extendable. As you can see through our discussion and training sessions, you'll hit something that you guys will say, like, this isn't what exactly would work for us, or, we don't like this or whatever. Like, we've already made changes, and everything that you guys have brought up, it shouldn't be a big challenge for us. So I think, we're definitely open to making these changes. I do have to get approval by my boss to do them, but I will push very hard on especially this one, because this one makes the most sense to do immediately, because we kind of have to.
Well, again, that's the point I'm gonna drive home here, is that, we got a week or two left of that man's time under contract. And so, again, as we go through the course of the next couple of days, great discussion, I think it's all great input, but that list,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we might have to, convene the group together and prioritize 1 through 20 or whatever it is.
Right.
Because, again,
But-
literally your time is money in a contract, and so
Yeah.
when that money's gone, it's gone.
I would love to say yes and just do it all now, but I don't have that capability, because I have people above me that would freak. But if this was my business's contract, we'd be fine. Don't worry about it. But there are other people in charge of, how this all gets done. But yeah, please, this is a really good example of participating in this whole training and giving your feedback, because this is going to shape how you guys are going to be using this site for years. And you're going to be able to change it, but let's make this foundation be as great as we can. So if you see anything like this, let me know. And I think this is probably a good time for a break with all this.
Come back at 10 after.
Yeah.
It's all live pictures.
They don't want to drop in just
Yeah.
bring this back. Content or agreement. We'll see if they notice.
Sam
disclaimer at the bottom, and this is click for current, fire out, click for current, advisory, click for current fire protection.
Hopefully this part you guys can do.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big deal. 'Cause people like that. That's what Rob was saying. They like that.
I just had one happen with something else.
Yeah,